Hey guys, back again today. Uh, Pretty much no economic data for today. Just really letting the market run its course. Obviously, yesterday we broke the 500 level mark, and noticed that there was quite a bit of resistance at 503 for the better part of the morning, and then drop back down to about 500 yesterday afternoon. So I think the first thing we should do is sort of take a look at some of the 15-minute charts, maybe 30-minute charts, and see what pattern we're getting, and sort of going from there. So like at 512 here, we've had several different types of sort of moves, going from all the way back from April 15th, and from April 15th we can sort of see that there's a downtrend obviously forming, and sort of going off this downtrend, and getting the impression that this market is really sort of turned into a seller type of mode, and we had a good for maybe 3 days or 2 days where we were thinking, the market was thinking that the 505 level would probably hold up. Obviously, after sort of this break of the resistance level, it slowly came back down, and that sort of coincided with some terrible housing starts, building permits, industrial production capacity that didn't come in at expectations. So downtrend obviously continued, and and now we're starting to see that this downtrend is formed over the past 5 days, or like 4 days. Today, we have Bitcoin halving. That's obviously big on the tech sector, and for cryptocurrency. So I think if this sort of, I think this downtrend will continue. I think we're going to maybe take a look at some other previous, and test other previous resistance levels that had formed. I would surmise and guess that we would try to form some sort of resistance here at 499 for the better part of this morning, and maybe even past 10:30, and then if nothing really forms, if no break in the trend line happens or occurs, I think we'd start making the turn down quite rapidly, actually. So right now we're just testing the VWAP right here on the SPY. We're bouncing off this VWAP. We have pretty, I would say, pretty good support at the 6-day, and pretty good support at the VWAP right now. Maybe just for this. I mean, this is the first 5 minutes. So we could obviously see a break past the VWAP, which we're seeing right now in the 130-day. The sort of the 6-day is crossing below. Now we're getting the drop here. Is crossing the 13-day, which means that we're entering bearish territory, and we're essentially looking for the 130-day moving average to sort of pick up the pace. On maybe on some of the on another note, the treasuries have dropped today by probably about 1%. So that should help the markets momentarily or whatnot. So we're seeing that sort of play out. Gold today is obviously down from what it was maybe like even I would say even yesterday. Yesterday it hit a high of 24.25. So we're not seeing that influx into gold. Oil today is down again. It has been down for quite a bit due to sort of the war going on in Europe, and so that has sort of caused more volatility in the market. We should take a look at some of the VIX numbers. And the reason why I'm spending this much time here, VIX has gone up 3%, 3.61% over the past 5 days. I would say, definitely dropped back to its average. We had that spike yesterday, the volatility, and overall, yeah. So we have these numbers just on a technical standpoint. So we know that volatility is not that great. I mean, so volatility came back down, back to its average. Gold has come back down. Oil has come back down. We have this downward trend forming that is due to sort of poor economic data for the past week. We had a sort of a sell-off at the beginning of the week, immediately just from the prior data, and I just think overall the market has sort of sold off once, and the probability of the market selling off again is quite high. And really, aside from that, the final piece is obviously earnings. And earnings, yesterday earnings came out. Netflix, this guidance. We had bank earnings that temporarily lifted us at the beginning of the week. So there has been quite a few and we had healthcare and other earnings that some of which beat estimates, some of which did not. So a lot of different factors. Normally, earnings is like really very important, sort of in the overall equation. So I think today, we should, try to set up this play where the theme this week is bank earnings, and we should see if maybe perhaps the market would be able to at least temporarily price that into the market, that you had good bank earnings. However, we had mediocre healthcare earnings, and now we have other earnings that aren't so great. I think we could see a spike. We could see a rally up to 500, the 550, maybe even 502, and then. But I think we could see a sort of a drop back down, back down to maybe 500 or so later on today. So let's just see what we can sort of get, and we'll see what happens. We should check out some other news in the meantime. Dow is up. Dow is up 140 points. Nasdaq is down. When we take a look at stock specific items, we should probably look at overall. We should probably take a look at some items on the calendar next week. Next week we have services, manufacturing, durable goods, GDP on the 25th. So next week is going to be big too. So we're trying to buy into something right now where if we don't have what we're looking for right now, what we're after right now, what can we sort of trade on in the meantime? If we don't have the hot news that we're looking for, what can we trade? So one, we can trade momentum, and two, we can trade on volatility, and as I mentioned earlier, the decrease in treasury yields. So I think that's what we can trade on for today. If we hit this 505.50, which would obviously be another 505 would be a high, all-time high, or the day's high. I think we can safely assume that we can buy some puts coming back down. So we'll see what happens here. but I think a lot of the moves now will be for next week. Um, Dow rises. Oh, I'm just reading the news here. Dow rises as traders shake off overnight Israel strike. So Israel striked on Iran yesterday, which is largely known. Uh, okay, I'll just stop. I'm going to write a passage. Okay, so yeah, so we're seeing that this is interesting. This is interesting. This is perhaps some sort of setup for next week. So let's take a look at some stocks. With Costco. Costco is obviously a barometer for uh, for the U.S. economy, and a stock that I actually just added earlier. It has international presence too. So you know, this this is something that I am interested in. Uh, but we're seeing that at the beginning of April, we have this upward trend that obviously broke on April 16th, April 15th. Um, saw this channel sort of break down here. We have these resistance levels forming at 7, I would say 713, and yeah. So clearly, like, this stock is affected by poor economic data. So you can clearly see that, had we had better economic data, in targeting consumer spending, had we had better economic data, obviously the stock would continue its upward trajectory. So, we're stuck at this, sort of time where we're just trying to adjust our trading strategy on this stock. We could definitely see this stock going back down, to perhaps what is it? Back down to lower levels. We have huge support at the 700, I would say, right? You probably see this stock at about 700-ish. So that's something everybody's trying to be interested in so I could definitely see this sort of the stock getting its move up when we probably hit maybe the 700 level, where there's a good buying point, which could probably be 700. So it could be maybe next week, or it could be today. But we think that it just crossed the. Well, I think that it just crossed the 13-day. It has some room to drop, and that this could be a good strategic buy for next week. Intel. Oh, Intel just got obviously hammered. Intel has been something that obviously is somewhat of a stock that has sort of stalled in many investors' view. But I like this. So we have earnings on the 25th. I like this stock. Just below the 130-day average right now. Experiencing some steady sort of gains from the $25 range, bouncing and moving upwards since, I would say, since November, where we're slowly picking up pace. Yeah, so the interesting thing is that, did I say November? I meant last year, or in November of 2022, the stock has gone from $25 to about $50, and a lot of this had to do with perhaps news on the AI trend here, and obviously a lot of Intel products that have come out. So we had a breakout pattern in about I would say March of 2003. And it's gone up for a year straight, almost, like 10 months, maybe 9 months. So this is a stock that is obviously interesting to investors. Most of the catalysts most likely came from Intel's products that have come out, and some of it with regards to CPU and CPU upgrades for AI purposes. So we're seeing this trend going up to right about the end of 2023. Now, this new trend, there was a bit of consolidation here, and now we're seeing this drop back down. And I honestly think that this stock could go back down to about the $27 to $30 range. And this month, it went from $44 down to $34.67. So $45. So it dropped $11 this month due to perhaps other companies really being more organized with their product offerings. So this is definitely a company that has to work with news from other companies and how it affects the stock, its competitive nature. I could see this going back down to about $30 if that's sort of if that's sort of the trend that's happening. Massive orders, sell orders. We have to sort of take a look, take into account that. Okay, so let's see, like NVDA dropping back down to 838. The stock obviously, has quite a bit of interest. Huge pump yesterday, back down to 838 today. Today's low was 830, so that's obviously what the market is anticipating, a drop in these AI stocks. Technology firms are sort of or should sort of take a back seat when we're talking about overall GDP. So we're seeing this trend, but we are seeing sort of the fact that they can't break this 141.40 shelf right here, and if it can't, we're possibly looking for a dump back down, maybe a dump back down to maybe the 830 below 830 perhaps. So keep an eye out on that. The SPY has already crossed the 130 day today, so or this sort of this week. So we're obviously keeping an eye out on that, keeping that monitored. Just crossed the 130 day. SPY today, obviously still bouncing on the VWAP. And ARM down sharply. ARM is down sharply at the 100 level range. We're getting sort of the impression that NVIDIA and SMC have sort of been the two selected the selected companies, but or at least ARM beat out sort of, or NVIDIA beat out ARM in its software or hardware. I mean, hardware sort of offerings. So we're seeing this dumping of the stock. Just look at 30 minutes. I mean, this held resistance for quite a bit here at 125, and I guess after that, sort of, it just like I guess with new offerings, we're starting to see a more dramatic drop. This week. Knowing that this is a market cycle where portfolio managers are perhaps changing over to stocks that are more conducive to the current market conditions. We had this at 164, 149. So at the beginning of the year, we had this, and then we had the double top here coming back down. So we'll see what happens with this chart here. I think this could go down to maybe about 190 range. 190 range. Today's low of the day was, I guess, 99. On maybe the 30-minute. We're seeing this increase in volume. Just on sort of a sell-off here. For for the past month. No, no, I wouldn't say that. For the past few days. This is sort of the high of the week. High of the week came right back down, sold off quite a bit, and then sort of held itself and faded on down. And just briefly, NVIDIA, obviously we took a look at SMCI really getting hammered. I would say, you know, at some point this stock has to, you know, even on a rate scale, maybe like it's already crossed the point where, you know, it's below the NVIDIA stock price. So, you know, I think that this has more, you know, it was $1,000 and then it wasn't $1,000. So I think this stock has a bit to fall until it really finds where, you know, where its value is. It dropped 11% today. Just keep going on down. The stock could be, you know, could be worth much less than what the current market price is, in my opinion. So, but you know, we'll see what happens. I'm mainly focused on, you know, and I'm a, you know, buyer of NVIDIA. So NVIDIA is something that I would be following more of. And I guess finally, what we're gonna, you know, take a look at coin. Maybe not coin right away, but maybe back to NVIDIA for a second. I just want to see what the, you know, NVIDIA is moving down 1%, whereas SMCI is moving down to 11%. So, you know, it just shows what type of volatility we're dealing with here. Coinbase. Coinbase hasn't really jumped much today. Really, just 3%. There was news about, and there's also what else? MicroStrategy, but there was news, I guess, today of yesterday analyst upgrades for the stock post happening. You know, hasn't really lived up to any of my expectations for. Well, no, it has lived up to it. It has gone. I think, a fair valuation, and lived up to its expectations. It's just, you know, I think, you know, with the digital asset market, with the crypto market, you know, crashing over the past several weeks, I just don't see much upside, or people, I guess, the market doesn't see much upside. difficult to say. You know, MicroStrategy earnings in 6 days. That could that could potentially help Coinbase up to 2%, 2.88%. So you know that is pretty crazy. Uh, so I won't be doing much trading today because I'm not. I don't. I don't think the. I don't think it's possibly a trading day for me. I I think I would really have to see some sort of. I see opposing forces sort of, bringing the market into equilibrium. I see a lot of cards shuffling. I see a lot of items that need to be addressed. And overall, I think we're just, in general, I think we just need to, follow technicals to trade this quick. I wouldn't hold anything for more than, maybe 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, but I'm not trading today. I'm setting up for next week. SPY back at 499.26. Oh, now it's dropping on down. All right. So that's all for now. If there's anything exciting or anything like that, I'll come back and we'll talk about it. We'll analyze it, and we'll see what kind of investment we can make, trade we can make on it. Hold on. SPY is dropping right now. Dropping. See this sort of this gap down here. I think there could be a possibility to drop back to 497 easily for this morning. So we'll see what happens later. a so just back at it, taking a look at NVDA here, sort of hit a low of the day at what was it, about 8:13 here. So hit a low of the day. It's okay. If you're on calls, I mean, I would, if we can sort of maybe take a look at the SPY here, it would be interesting to sort of see if we can get this $5 sort of $5 sort of run here from 525 to 530, seeing if it's going to make this run up back. Yeah, so I would do some calls here at 526. Back up, retesting 530. And yeah. I would watch. I would wait a little bit. I would see, like, it could probably bounce a little bit here. See if we can get a better price. Maybe 524.85. Maybe 525, because this stock moves quite a bit. Maybe 524. Yeah, maybe somewhere here at this level. I would I would buy in. I would buy a call here. Not many, but I think there could be a push up to 530. Obviously, I would have to sort of hold on 1 second here. I want to sort of take a look at the volume profile here and the histogram here. So the SPY is still sort of at 498 level. It could sort of fade on back down here a little bit. Yeah, I would buy calls here at 524. Looking for a maybe $2 to $3 spike at this level. Oh, it could turn. Oh, it's turning. I'd probably give this a $2 sort of $2 to $3 sort of downside. The downside is much greater than the upside on this one, but the SPY is dropping too. So I would get out of this. I would get out maybe 1 or 2 contracts now, just because the SPY took a little dump here. Yeah, I would get out right now entirely. So we didn't get that. Momentum up. So good. I'd probably try this again at 822. 820, 821, 822. I'd try maybe another sort of run at it. Yeah. So I would I would I would try again probably right now. 522 maybe. 520, yeah, 524 right now. I would try again. 3 contracts, 4 contracts. See if we can make the push on up 5 to 830. 823. Okay, so this obviously didn't go to plan. So I would subtract maybe two. Nasdaq is sort of losing its pace here. I would cut this back. If you had four, I'd cut it back down to two. And see if it passes this 820 here. If it passes 820, I'd be out of this entirely. All right, I'm out. Give it maybe, yeah, I'm out on this trade. It didn't work out. This trade didn't work out, so wait for the next one. It's time to go back up. All right. So, like, I'm done for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will be back next week. We can go through some of the data, economic news next week, economic data, and yeah, just set up for next week's trades. I think that's the most important. Yeah, so hope to see you guys next week, and let's continue chatting. See ya.